So I am a musician, just a basically run-of-the-mill musician. I play for free at churches, bass, drums, a little bit of singing, write my own songs. With that being said, I'm not a apologist, um, but the CES letter is just too rich of a topic that is just doesn't have enough publicity as it should have. So what is the CES letter? So basically God has placed it, and I wrote this down, God has placed it on my heart to post about the CES letter. And I want to draw attention to Jesus, not seek dissension. With that being said, my story begins a few weeks ago when a couple of Mormon missionaries tried to stop by my house. I was quick to dismiss them because I didn't know enough about Mormonism to gauge in a fruitful and healthy debate. So in the days after they left, I did some research, and boy, did God open up my eyes. Let me save you the time and effort and give you all you need to know about Mormonism. Please read and research a document titled the CES Letter. In summary, the letter, published in 2013 by former Mormon, strips Joseph Smith from virtually any credibility he might have merited and provides solid, irrefutable evidence that the Book of Mormon is not only a hoax, but a sloppy hoax that might have even been plagiarized. The CES letter was not written by a disgruntled former Mormon who wanted to attack that organization. No, in fact, Jerry Runnels, its author, was a partially deaf man asking some honest, truth-seeking questions, and he directed his questions towards the head of the Mormon educational system. He never received a response, and thus he decided to publish his unanswered questions. Hence, the CES letter was born. You could say it took a deaf man to get the world to listen, because already tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of Mormons have left the Mormon Church as a result of the letter. And I'm sure many more will also leave as they learn about this letter and or accept its truths and step past the first stage of grief, which is denial. I urge all truth-seeking Christians to read the CES letter. Here are some of the points raised in this letter. Number 1. 7 years before the Book of Mormon was published, a Vermont preacher named Ethan Smith already had published a fictional book titled View of the Hebrews, which carries strikingly similar themes to Joseph Smith's purported prophetic writings, including, among other things, how the Native Americans descended from the lost tribes of Israel. Number 2, the geography described in the Book of Mormon, which Smith claimed was prophesied to him, is nearly identical to the geography of the area of New York where Smith grew up. Number 3, Moroni is a city on the island of Comoros. Smith claimed this was the name of the angel that visited him. However, one might find it odd that Joseph Smith was obsessed with treasure hunting stories that often read about stories that took place among Madagascar and Comoros. Anyway, these are just 3 nails in the Mormon coffin. The CES letter has dozens more that are just as poignant. Frankly, it is mind-boggling that Mormons have either overlooked these facts or perhaps just ignored them for centuries. It really does boggle the noggin. But anyway, I post this with no animosity towards Mormons. I'm just thankful to God for enlightening me and opening up my eyes towards this information. This lost group of God-loving people are sort of stuck in their deception. Please, if you know a Mormon, please share with them the CES letter and profess the gospel to them. We don't want our brothers and sisters lost in a grand delusion that has existed for far too long. The verse that came to me yesterday is, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. 2 Timothy 4:7.